Greetings to everybody. I'm going to get straight into it. I've made some changes to the channel. Hopefully, everybody is doing well today. I had to take a much needed break. I was, I had to recover from burnout. I did. I had to recover from burnout, and I had to step away from social media for a while so that I could be able to replenish my energy. I will not be allowing anyone who is not subscribed to come upon my lives and say anything. You're going to have to be subscribed to actually talk on the channel. So I'm not going there anymore with letting free for all, free play, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully everybody that is listening to this is doing well. I did miss y'all. Um, I do miss y'all. I did miss you all, but however, my energy needed to be. My health comes first. And after being sick for that long period of time and going through the issues with breathing, and I thought I could pop back in. I still wasn't well. I was still coughing, and like I just had to sit my behind back. I had to sit back and chill out and really replenish. And I was really dealing with burnout because I was taking care of everyone behind the scenes while we were all sick. And I was still I was in mother mode, I was in caretaker mode. It was just a lot going on. And I didn't realize that I was already kind of going through burnout when it comes to wanting to keep up with putting out content and, just everything. So I just want to thank everybody for checking in on me while I was going through. Hey Simone, thank you for becoming a level 1 mystic. For everybody who is a level 1 mystic and above, please go over there. Your February content for the lottery has been posted. I have given y'all 4 to 6 weeks worth of lottery numbers. And I always give blessings to anyone who deals with games of chance, even outside of the lottery, including gambling and casino, that kind of stuff. Um, so thank you for becoming a level 1 mystic. Again, I really did miss you all. I really did, but I had to regain my energy. I there was no way that I would have been coming back on here and I would have been okay with coming back on here and not being in full energy. Anywho, hopefully, um, the things that I want to talk to you all about today will help somebody. My prayer is for truth, clarity, and authenticity to reign. That I be used to help whoever needs to hear what they need to hear. I'm most likely I'm not going to be using cards. However, please don't X off of here just because I don't use cards. I don't need cards. Sometimes channel messages come through. Sometimes the Holy Spirit just takes over and it's just what it is. I really am going to be talking about several things, okay? Um, some of those things are going to be some of those things, and shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. I just want to stick to what I want to say. Okay, shout out to everybody. Um, I feel good. Yes, I do. Thank you all for your well wishes. I do feel good. I do feel better. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad that you can hear that I sound better because I don't have to I don't have to take my time to breathe and talk. And y'all, it's been a long time coming. I stayed sick from December till the end of January. And when I say sick, like my breathing was the thing that was hit the hardest. And if your breathing is not up to par, you're doing too much, your respiratory can affect your cardiovascular. So you have to take it easy. You know what I'm saying? And I continuously tell everybody on this channel to use me as an example. Do not allow people to be pulling at you every which way that'll cause you to give so much that you have nothing for yourself. I am learning how to pour into me first and the overflow to give to others. Once once that stream stops, once the stream that's pouring into me takes a break, I take a break. And so I'm learning. This is number one. I'm about to start dropping gems. My prayer is that for those of you who do create content, that's been following me, and when I say following, I'm talking about subscribed, because I'm a big candidate of making sure that I hold up a mirror to you so that you can see that you are your guru. I am not your guru. I am just Rafiki. That's why I took on the name Rafiki. Whatever you need to learn and it comes through me, I'm going to give to you. However long you stay here in this circle depends on you. My door has always been revolving. I got older people that go out and they move on and they go on, and I got new people that come in and they grow with us and they move. I'm going to always have students graduating. That's what I love about doing what I do. For those of you who are content creators, whether you just started or whether you've been in the game like me, we just made 7 years. Baby Mystic was in Pampers when I started this. I want to say January or February, made 7 years. And I know people that's been on here longer than me. Shout out to them. But things got to change in order for you to continue to grow. And one thing I'm going to tell you to these content creators that has been here, whether you've been here before me or after me, I've stressed this last year, and I'm stressing it more now than ever. 2025, the only way you are going to be able to thrive in 2025 is if you are coming on a level of authenticity. You can, listen to me, you cannot get into this energy without being authentic, and it thrives. If it thrives, you're going to crash if you're not authentic. If it comes down to an energy of you having to make stuff up and to be fake, the spiritual realm is going to let you go all the way up so you can have a hard crash, so that you can hit your behind so hard that you'll learn not to do it again. Okay? So I'm telling y'all that this is something that you're going to, with all things that you approach this year and beyond, authenticity is what's going to help you. The first layer of authenticity is loving yourself. Not in a narcissistic way, not in a stuck-up way, not in a way that you're hurting people to get to where you want to go. That's not love. Authentically loving yourself means that you love your shadow, you love who you are, you love all facets of who you are, and you give yourself grace when you need, you give yourself compassion when you need, and you hype yourself up when you need to. You have the confidence, but you also have the humbleness. There's a balance in this. Okay? Everybody, I keep hearing these shorts and these small clips of people saying that authenticity is vibrating higher than love. Yeah, but and that could be true. I'm not here to tell you that that's not true. But what I do know for a fact is the way to get to authenticity is through love. You cannot be authentic without love. So, can you eat an elephant? Yes. If it's one bite at a time, you can. It may be slow and steady, but you definitely can. That's a metaphor that the old folks used to use. Catch it if you can. Okay? Authenticity. Please. Number 2, for all content creators, anybody who's creating any type of content across the board, I don't care what it is, make sure that you take time out for you. Please. And I'm telling you right now, because I had to learn several times over. I'm a hard head sometimes, and it has to make a soft behind for me to get it, but I'm passing it on to you so that you can skip levels. I want to see y'all win, and I want to see y'all skip levels. Please Create content at your own pace. The worst thing that you can do is see someone else's content and see how many followers they have and see how huge they are and this kind of crap. Trust me, and when I tell you, people who are not authentic unto themselves, people who do not love themselves, when they are pushing out content consistently, they are literally putting themselves on E. The burnout becomes real, and it's gonna the harder, the deeper the burnout, the harder it will be to recover. Do not put out content when you feel like you can't. It's okay to take a rest. This hustle culture got your mind wired up wrong. It's time to rewire your mind. Rest culture helps your authenticity and it helps your creativity. See, the problem is that you all keep allowing people to pressure you into making content because they're grabbing at your energy. They want to consume you and your energy. But you see, what you have to know and understand is that you have to have protective measures in place, and I'm talking about physically, mentally, emotionally, especially spiritual protection in place that will cause somebody who is trying to steal your energy while you're creating content and putting it out there to be cursed. Because little do you know that most people that are watching you are not rooting for you. They're monitoring spirits. A lot of people that are subscribed to me are monitoring spirits. A lot of them, believe it or not. Whether they will want to acknowledge it or not, they are monitoring spirits. They're monitoring entities. And they're being used by other entities to monitor others around them. And a lot of times these people are riddled with jealousy. And they're riddled with comparison. They're riddled with low self-esteem. Because monitoring spirits use a certain type of person for a certain type of things. Now, if this does not apply to you, then it should not be hurting your feelings, right? Everything you need to know about me is in the description box. My readings are open for just to let you all know. This is really the first time in 7 years that I really took time out to rest and recuperate and rejuvenate. And there was nothing evil going on in my life. Did you hear what I will repeat it for somebody who needs to hear this. In the past, when I had to take a break, it was literally because I didn't have anything to give. My mental capacity was suffering because I was literally trying to still drive the car on E, even though the car had conked out. And I was in a space where I was fighting for my life behind the scenes in my personal life. Now I'm at a place of peace. And I love on myself. And I really pamper myself as best to my ability. I wish I could pamper myself way more than what I'm doing now, but we got to start somewhere, right? I'm at a place in my life where I'm no longer fighting for my life anymore. I'm at peace with myself and others. And this is the first time in the 7 years that I've had this channel, the first time that I chose to rest, rejuvenate, and recuperate. I said, not being forced, I chose to. This is the first time in 7 years. Please do not allow people to put any kind of necessity upon you to create content for them. Just because they consume a bunch of content does not mean that you need to create a bunch of content. This is specifically for the people who are in the arena that I'm in. Those of you who create so-called conscious content, spiritual content. Please be mindful that this year is the year of judgment upon all those who call themselves mystics, seers, spiritual teachers, hoodoo science, voodoo science, spiritualists, conjurers, magi's. I don't care what title we all been using. This sector is under judgment. So if you are just pushing out content to continue to keep getting those likes and those views, and you now all of a sudden now you making up stuff, or you're having to push this whole series of twin flames and all this other crap that is not feeding and is not elevating the collective, you are not only under judgment, but you're about to be stripped. That's just what it is. You're going to be stripped. I have been still active on the Epic Mystic member side. So the highest level of Mystic members, I had been still operating. So my highest Mystic membership, they've been seeing me. We've been speaking and talking and dealing with each other. This on this type of scale, I had to take a break. Because if you don't calm yourself down and tap into who you really are and what the message is that the Holy Spirit has given you in this time and in this season to give, what's going to happen is that you are going to be pandering to people, and therefore your life is going to be ran by those same people you're pandering to. They're going to be controlling your every move, your every thought, your every word. And now you have, congratulations, turned yourself into a puppet. And you're no longer being used by God. You're being used by people. And that's being misused and abused. Because everybody around here got itching ears, so now you got a scratching doctrine. Am I making sense? I have been putting this warning out for a while. And now I do see remnants of it coming to pass. Some of your favorites are going to be torn down in this sector. So you got to get ready. If all of this was shut up and you heard nothing, what would you do? That's the question you have to ask yourself. This is why I'm always pushing for y'all to understand that you are your own guru. Do not put nobody on the pedestal of your heart, because people will disappoint you. I will disappoint you. I allow myself to make mistakes and learn from my own mistakes, even though I'm the hardest on myself. Nobody has ever been hard on me like me. I've been my own worst enemy. I want to show you how great you are. I want to show you how powerful you are, but I want to show you how capable you are. You don't have to lean on anybody. That's including me. I'm here to help you see it. I'm here to help you get it. I've been preaching this for years now. My song has not changed, and it will not change. We are into the age of Aquarius. People keep saying we're on the cusp. That's a lie. We are in it. Uranus energy comes to deconstruct inauthenticity. Anything that is inauthentic, anything that is lies, anything that's wearing a mask, anything that is fake, it's being torn away. Even veils. Even veils. Right? Remember I told you 2025 was going to make 2024 look like children playing in the sandbox? I was not playing with you. That left my mouth in December 2024. Right after that, here we are. Are you ready? I told you all before 2025 came. It's still up there. Go look it up. I never took the video down. It's still up there. I told you all to be paying attention to the sky. This was before the drones. But I also told y'all to be paying attention to the underground and under the water. Be paying attention to the water. Because they were going to try to distract you so much to have you look up that you're not going to be able to see what's going on around you and what's going on underneath you. I remember saying exactly that. I also remember giving a little mini reading on the drones, and I said that it was coming out that it was man-made. Right? I want you all to understand that the powers that really are trying their best to hold on to as much power as they possibly can, they have already taken otherworldly technology to use against us. I want you to understand that if aliens, extraterrestrials, wanted to destroy us, it could have been done already. Please understand. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want you to understand the power of what's happening and why these drones are in the sky. Because what we're getting ready to see next is the next step into Project Blue Beam to its fullest. All right? When you do see a Caesar Borgia coming up out of the sky, if you don't know who Caesar Borgia is, I believe, I want to say, I think it's Da Vinci. Who painted the Mona Lisa? It was Leonardo da Vinci, correct? Hey, y'all. Let me take a moment. Hold on. I want to take a moment to acknowledge two members. One member, I have been telling y'all to pray for her father, D from the D. She was in here. Remember, her father was dealing with cancer. He did transition. Please send your love and your good vibe prayers to her and her son. She has been a very loving person to the mystic community here on this channel, showing love in the comments, as a lot of you show love, whether you are mystic members or not. A lot of them show love in the comments, but she's been really she's been good behind the scenes. Let me just say it like that. Y'all please send love to her and her family. I wanted to wait a while before I said anything because I wanted to make sure that she was in a certain position before I mentioned this. Also, I want you all to put your prayers up for another mystic member in her family, Tangi. She also lost her grandmother, her close grandmother, to cancer as well. We know that our loved ones are not going to be with us always, but it still hurts nevertheless when they pass, when they transition, because we know that their three-dimensional body is no longer with us, active here in the flesh. But we're grateful and thankful that we gained these beautiful ancestors that can continue to help us while we're here on this journey. And so please keep these two mystic members up in your prayers. Please only send good prayers and good energy. For those of you who want to even think your miserable mind to send any negative energies to these young ladies, and for those of you who have been silently going through it and haven't said anything, may it multiply at your foot and never leave your house and blow up in your face. Tangi has also been behind the scenes as well. She's been important to the mystic community as well, just like D from the D. I just wanted to please just put that up there for those two sisters. And for anybody who has lost loved ones at this time, our prayers, good prayers, our prayers of wellness and peace and tranquility, peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul, just peace all around, peace. May it garrison your heart at this time. And it is so, and that's a non-reversible fact. Leonardo da Vinci was said to be the lover of Caesar Borgia. Okay? Caesar Borgia, a lot of people say that they weren't lovers and that they just worked together. But from what I've heard from other people's research, not my own, it was dug up that there were love letters and different things of that nature between Caesar Borgia and Da Vinci. I would not think that this was false, because back then, the same thing that happened back then is happening now. And this is who the so-called Jesus Christ is based off of. Okay. Caesar Borgia, aka Serapis Bey. They say aka Asclepius. How they gotta do. They kinda align them up with a solar deity or a communication deity like Mercury, or a lightning deity like Zeus. You know how they do. But that blue-eyed, silky-haired Jesus that we've all seen be pushed around the world was based on Caesar Borgia, who is the supposed lover of Leonardo da Vinci. This is the energy that they are going to try to project into the sky, as if two clouds will be parting and he will come down on a cloud to for them to basically put on the stage play of the second coming that is told in the scriptures, in the Bible. Okay, if you believe that kind of thing. Now, the reason why I said the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they're scrambling for control. They're scrambling for control. The control that people are scrambling for is, listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all this because I love you. My people, everybody from any race, any creed, any religion, if race, creed, and religion has been keeping you divided, it's time to stop. I need to talk to my people specifically, though, because this is what it's about to come down to. At this point, it doesn't matter if you believe that you are the chosen children out of the Bible. Look, you can catch a fade just like the person down the street can catch a fade. You feel me? You understand me? It does not matter what tribe you feel like you come from. If it's Judah, if it's whatever. A lot of this stuff is going to have to be laid to the side for us to continue forward. Because the age of Aquarius is talking about people coming together to make a mighty fist so they could strike a mighty blow. That's got to be different people from different creeds, from different nations, from different backgrounds, from different races. Now, there is only one race, which is the human race. There's different colors and different sectors and shades. And I'm just going to tell you this. Racism first did not come from skin color. It came from language. The first type of racism was never of the skin. It was first language. Then the caste system for the skin came later. Education was a form of wealth back then. If you could speak more languages back then, you was considered to be wealthy. Because it was declared back then that either only people of high wealth or high value could learn different languages. Also, to take into consideration high intelligence, to be a polyglot. Are you with me? So with that being said, I got to talk to my people. I have to speak to my people. You are going to, watch this, specifically to, hold on, I love you. But you see, I can't be behind you feeding your ego anymore. I can't be behind you feeding it. I got to help you grow up. Now, if you're not ready, it's time for you to leave this channel and you can go somewhere else where someone could pander to your ego. But I can't do it because I'm not doing it to me. Therefore, I can't do it to you. I want us all to get this so we can truly get to the next level. We need to stop using race for everything. Stop it. You know that girl did not win that Grammy because her album was good and it was actually country. It was not country. It was not a country album and it was not a good album. You know, most likely her husband paid for that Grammy, right? This has nothing to do with race. You don't think those people know that all of the music genres started with us? They know. This has nothing to do with race. Stop it. DEI. Why are you tripping your balls and losing your titties over DEI when you never benefited? You never benefited off of DEI anyway. See, a lot of y'all don't want to hear this because there's a statistic that's out there that was proven by even their own race telling you that the people who benefited off of DEI the most were white women. And here you are tripping balls and losing titties because now this man is in office and he's rolling back DEIs. Oh, he's a racist. I told you it was not going to matter who was going to get in office, that we was going to come up against something. But I told you he was of the lesser evil. And I stand by what I said. I'm not reneging on nothing. I told you that. That's why I told you, don't go vote. I said, but if y'all vote for her and she get in, you're going to be regretting it. And a lot of you came in my comments, it was like, or my live, telling me I was pushing people to vote for him. No, I never said vote for him. If I wanted to go there and I wanted to put my back in behind this man, I would have told you. Ain't no shame in my game. I told you don't vote, like I've been telling you every 4 years. Because it's a system. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you this right now. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And y'all, look, I'm with Morgan Freeman. I don't want a Black History Month. I don't want a Black History Month. I'm with Morgan Freeman. You don't see the Jewish people getting the Jewish History Month. You don't see white people getting a White History Month. Their history is year round. My history is year round. My history is American history. American history, period. George Washington Carver should be mentioned next to George Washington. And that's just what it is. Yes, it's unfortunate that the race card is still being pushed and weaponized against us in different areas. And when we call it out, we're gaslit. I get it. But let me explain something to y'all. The only way you are going to be able to get any kind of power out of this, you got to start walking away. You can't, listen to me. You are not going to get anywhere when you feed into this foolishness. For example, if you go somewhere and you're looking to get into a restaurant and you end up coming across a restaurant worker while you're there and they directly say something to you that's racist and everybody else around you hear it, and you're looking at people with mixed emotions, why are you still sitting there wanting to spend your money in this restaurant or this clothing store or this shoe store? Why are you still, oh my God, just get up and walk out? Why are you still begging people to accept you? Why are you still begging people to love you? Because you don't love yourself. Everything that I'm telling you starts with you. Everything that I'm telling you starts with you. That race shit hurts, yes. But it's time to start dismantling it within your heart and know that you're good enough no matter where you go. If you have people in your family that is married into your family that is of another race, of another color, of another creed, of another religion, especially white, if you are white listening to me, start using your white privilege to dismantle this bull. It's time to start coming together. You really don't believe in race? Put your white self on the line. Put it on the line. Don't wait until a person like Trump gets into office and rules on something you don't like to ask black people to come and help you to protest. We're done with it. We're done with it. We know the drill already. We know the game. Everybody wants our help and our power and our energy when they are on the line. It's time for y'all to start proving yourselves to each other when there's no issues going on. Because what's going to happen is it's going to get worse. And it's going to keep getting worse until humanity comes to the realization that this race crap is a facade. And that it's a veil that the 1% continues to push so that we can stay divided instead of becoming a collective. You should be all right that DEI got rolled back. Thank God. Thank God. Because now, what a lot of people are not telling, see, they only tell you one part of the story. Watch this. The other part of the story was, I'm taking this DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion away. And I want this workplace to be based on merit. That's what y'all did not hear. That's the other part that you didn't hear. All y'all heard was DEI and y'all started losing y'all marbles. Now, if I know my work ethic not only got me into the door, but the department of the company improved because of my work, and I'm getting all these rave reviews and all this other stuff. And guess what? If I know I'm up for promotion, and I'm the #1 draft pick, but you pick mediocre Susie down there, no matter what color she is, I have a right to either sue, challenge the reason why you did it. I have a right because it's based on merit. See, y'all got to pivot when things are pivoting. It's not right. How would you feel? Don't ask me how I feel. There's nothing that has, look, I'm telling you right now, I've already went through it. There's nothing you can do to me that has not been done already. It's time to come out of your emotions. It really is. It's time to come out of your emotions. Can't you not see what's happening? These sicknesses and diseases, they have no respect to person. They don't care if you're rich or poor. Cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes. This stuff don't care if you black or white. Doesn't care if you're a princess that lives in a palace or if you're a homeless person on the street. If it wants you, it's going to come and get you. All this stuff has to come to a head. Listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all something that happened to me maybe less than a week ago. I was in a grocery store and a white lady who was a part of the LGBT community came up to me and she literally apologized to me. And she said, I'm sorry that y'all have to keep going through what you've been going through. And I was actually in the midst of reaching for something off the shelf. So when she said, and look, for those of you who always want to think somebody lying, won't you pull your cards? Matter of fact, won't you dig into your relationship with God and ask God if I'm lying? Since y'all love to think somebody lying so much, I ain't got no reason to lie, be honest with you, because I don't give a fuck what you think about me. But I was in mid, my arm was extended out. I was in mid grab when she said this. And I just so happened to turn my head toward her and look at her, and I had this smile on my face. And I put my hand down slowly, and I let her finish. And I gave her this huge smile, and I turned my body toward her because, you know, body language says a lot. And I did the grandma thing. You know how when you turn your body all the way toward them and you grab your hands and you put your hands together. And oh, I said, be sorry for what? I said, see, I said, there's no reason to be sorry. I said, we're going to survive this just how we survived the last 400 years. This is what I told her. I said, we will survive this just like we have survived the last 400 years. I said, but it's y'all and everybody else who needs to catch up. I said, and when you're ready, you'll find us. I said, you'll find us. And just by questions, and I could see she was really sincerely wanting to know, because for the first time in her life, she probably genuinely needed answers from someone who had already been through this before. And I said, it's going to be you all, including people of color, because I don't consider myself a person of color. I consider myself a melanated person, who the world calls me a black woman. I'm not a POC. A person of color is anything but who I am. So then I proceeded to tell her, I said, hey, I said, look at here. I said, you asking me the question is you're going to all see that you can't do it by yourself. And you're going to all see that even your kind, and I told her, I said, even white people are going to see that they're on the chopping block as well. Because the 1% does not consider themselves the same as you are. And you've only been a pawn in this very cruel game that they've all been playing on all of us. Because at the end of the day, when you play in pool, all of the colors of those balls are knocked down. And what decides the game to be won? The white ball hitting the black ball in a corner pocket or a side pocket. And whether you scratch on it or not. It's all been done strategically. And she began to ask me certain questions. And she began to apologize for the DEI. I told her there's no need to apologize. I said we never benefited off of DEI anyway. We've never benefited off of DEI. So then she looked at me with this, she was confused. She was bewildered. She was perplexed. She did not know, well, where is this woman coming from? And I'm talking to her in this delightful voice with this warm aura and this kind smile on my face. And she's just trying to figure out, why am I not enraged? She's trying to figure out where my peace is coming. Do you hear oh my God. She's trying to figure out where my peace is coming from. I'm looking at her. I can look at her. I'm seeing the confusion. And why am I not outraged? And then she started to talk about how Trump now has taken the rest of the letters away. She said that, this is what she said out of her own mouth. She said we're only LGBT now. We're no longer LGBTQAI or something. She really said about, and I'm not kidding to y'all. I wanted to look it up after I left the grocery store, but I had forgot, and I'm just now remembering it. She rattled off about 10 to 12 letters. I said to myself, I didn't know that they had added these letters, you know. I thought it was only LGBTQ plus. She said we only have the LGB now. There's no T. There's no Q. I mean, she was hurt. And I asked her, this is what I asked her. I said to her, why does that matter? I said, I can look at you in the way that you're dressed, and I'm going to assume that you are a part of the LGBT community. Am I correct? She said, oh, yes. She's a lesbian. I said, okay. I said, do you believe that you have a right to love who you love? She said, oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I said, okay. Do you believe that the bisexual person has the right to love who they love? She said, yes. I said, do you believe that the straight person or the gay person or the queer person or the transsexual person or the whatever other letters, because I don't know what all other letters you have. I said, do you believe that they have the right to love who they love? She said, yes. I said, so why does it matter that he took away your letters when you know you have the right to love whoever you're going to love? Why, listen. Watch this. Conversations that are going to be had in the first 6 months of this year is going to dismantle a lot of egos. Because people are upset that they no longer, watch this, people are no longer being forced to be calling folks they. People literally wanted folks to go to jail. Do you hear? Listen to me. People wanted to be able to press charges on someone if they did not acknowledge them and they other personalities. Do you hear what I just said? Now, how hard is that for a 90-year-old crossing the street and all of a sudden a young Gen Z with such a kind heart stops traffic, to help this elderly 90-year-old cross the street. And then as soon as they cross the street, they got other elderly people that was waiting on the other side for that elderly person. And they look up and say, oh, you're such a sweet young girl. Isn't she sweet? Or isn't he sweet? And then all of a sudden that Gen Z person get mad and say, oh, I'm they. How do you want a 90-year-old to adjust to these shenanigans? Listen, I'm telling you, the first 6 months of the first half of the pagan year of 2025, the conversations that are going to be had are going to dismantle a lot of the egotistical thinking that people were pushing. See, what you, low, small, little person, because that's how they look at you. They look at you as a lowly commoner, as a peasant. That's how they look at you. You buy into wanting to be so important that you back these crazy ass people up, not realizing that they're using you as a pawn in their sick agenda. What's the sick agenda, Rafiki? It has nothing to do with the LGBTQIA plus community. It has everything to do with them hiding NAMBLA under the LGBTQIA plus community. If you don't know what NAMBLA is, I suggest you look it up. It's called the North American Man-Boy Love Association. Pedos. These are people who advocate. Okay. N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, M as in mom, B as in boy, L as in logo, A as in apple. That's how you spell it. NAMBLA, right? The acronym stands for North American Man Boy Love Association, not man association, not boy love association, man boy. Boy is to emphasize the innocence of an underage child. When you say boy, you are listen to me. A man is someone who's an adult and who can make adult decisions. A boy is to denote the innocence of an underage male child. Now, these people have a right to advocate for what they believe in. But we as a people don't have to accept this. And what I've been pushing for the LGBTQIA plus community to understand is that these sickos have been hiding under your letters. That's where your plus comes from. And the G as well. They've been hiding under that G in the LGBT community for a very long time. So everybody who believes in something is going to start having to raise their voices up because right is right and wrong is wrong, correct? Now, if you go and look and see how old this man-boy love association is, you see that it was really old. Actually, it's older than me. Actually, it's a year younger than my brother. It was literally started in 1978. You go and look it up. It was founded in 1978. Allegedly, it was dissolved in 2006. That's what they say. But we know better, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? I think we do. I think we do. I think we do. Listen to me. I'm not pushing Trump. I think, and from what I have seen, I haven't seen a politician yet in any realm or sector of government, mind control, because that's what government means. I have not seen them, anyone yet, make decisions that will across the board everybody benefits. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about people who are literally drowning every day to keep their head above water. People who are barely living from paycheck to paycheck. They holding on by the skin of their teeth, and they ain't got no skin on their teeth. I'm talking about real people, real citizens that are really trying their hardest. They're doing their best and they're trying their hardest. I don't believe in the system. It has not worked for it. It hasn't worked. It's done certain things, but what else has it done? What, they're gonna give you a little bit and then heap all this other crap on you? Listen to me. It would behoove you. Again, because see, you LGBT members that are listening to me under the sound of my voice, you got your own fight. You have your own fight. You're being discriminated against by these NAMBLA people that you think still don't exist, that you think was dissolved in 2006. They're still hiding amongst your letters. What are you going to do? See, this is what I mean by, this is why we got to stop looking at it for race, creed, religion, belief, orientation, and just dismantle these walls that these people want us to operate by so much, and say, screw all of this. If you're carrying love in your heart and you want the world to change, let's come together. How do you change the world? You must first change yourself. Change has to first come within first. Before you can do any outside issue, any outside work, it has to start with you. That Man in the Mirror song was correct. You got to start with you. Then you can work on everything else. But if everybody in the world took the time out to really heal, they would really see that, hey, all of us need to heal in order for the world to heal. And that has to be on an individual basis. See, watch this. This is why a lot of you leave Christianity, you leave your religion, and you come to spirituality, and you dabble in spirituality. And at first, you got this glee and this bliss and all of this freedom. And then after a while, shit start getting real, and you hurry up and you run back to your religion. You know why people run back to Christianity and Islam and whatever else they got going in Judaism and whatever other religion that they have followed before they came to Christianity? Because when you come over here to the spiritual side, you are going to be forced to look into the mirror, to deal with the things that Christianity is telling you not to deal with, to deal with the things that Islam is telling you to ignore, to deal with the things that Judaism is telling you to sweep underneath the rug. Do you hear me? It's easy to go to church on Sunday, hoop and holler, and dance, and do the same footwork everybody else is doing around you, and still leave unhealed. It's easy to show up at church and hoop and holler, yell and scream. The demons manifest, but they don't come out. Yeah, that's what's happening in the church. Let's go there. And for you to go up there and sing in the choir and in the pews, knowing your pastor's sleeping with 7 of the sopranos and 6 of the altos and maybe 2 other tenors, and I ain't talking about women. And you up there knowing everybody else's business but your own. It's easy for you to show up like that every Sunday When nobody is putting accountability on your walk, the spiritual realm puts accountability on your walk. Notice what I said. I said the spiritual realm puts accountability on your walk. The spiritual realm ain't going to play with you like people going to play with you. Because you see, as long as your money ain't funny and your change ain't strange, it's all right to come twice on Sunday. Yeah. Long as you're giving to the church. Because you know they got that building fund that ain't never happening. Yeah, as long as you not keeping the pastor accountable for his or her walk. See, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, as long as you bending down and praying to the east 15,000 times a day, it don't matter that you slap your wife, that you beat your wife and molest your kids. It don't matter that you treat your husband like crap. You know why? Because people don't hold people accountable. But soon as you come over here in the spiritual, yeah, come on. Come on yonder. Come on over here. Cross the threshold of truth. Once you come into this land, you will be held accountable. That's why I tell y'all, some people ain't meant to wake up in this lifetime. And I really, once I crossed over into the threshold of learning and understanding that everybody's not meant to wake up in this lifetime, I stopped trying to wake everybody up. I was so adamant and so passionate about waking people up. There's no more waking up. Because once you realize that even the whole wake up is a farce, once you really realize what that is about, you realize that people are just waking. It's wakes and funerals everywhere. Uh-oh. You didn't catch that, did you? They ain't waking up. It's just a wake. It's wakes and funerals. Some people will not be able to handle leaving that safety net of religion. Some people will have to die and come back and do it all over again and work themselves up to being able to break out of that illusion. That's why when I hear somebody, they too deep in something, and I see that they don't want the truth, and they really do believe that what they believe is true, I leave them alone. I like that, May Honey. She said you ride or collide with us, emotion regardless. I like that. Either you gonna ride or you gonna collide. But either way, we moving. But see, one thing about me, I'm not gonna collide with you. I'm gonna get out the way. Cause I got too much precious cargo on the train that I'm pulling. The people that I'm called to have them get on board of this train. See, we got a destination and it's gonna arrive on time. No matter if I feel like I'm late or early, we're gonna arrive on time. Ain't gonna be no collision here. Cause see, I believe at being at the right place at the right time. See, I believe that delay is going to save us from colliding with the car that's stuck on the train track. You see, I believe in divine intervention. You know, but I like the way that sound though, sis. It's time to stop acting out of emotions. There's nothing wrong with being emotional, but when your emotions have a grip on you to the degree that you cannot pay attention to what's happening around you, and it starts to cloud your judgment, and you can't react in the way that particular situation is calling you to react in a high vibrational way, we have an issue. There's a problem and there's an issue at hand. It's time to start walking in power, love, and a sound mind. It's time to take that deep breath and walk in love, power, and a sound mind. You have no need to be walking in fear. See, and I'm going to challenge you because this is what the Holy Spirit told me to do while I was resting and rejuvenating and replenishing. I was told to not consume the news. Sure, I got on my phone and I like this little, I got a couple of games that I play on my phone. Sure, I got on my phone. I got a coloring thing I like to play. I got another little hit the colors. You know, every now and then you get bored and I see on threads what's going on. Soon as I see something and I feel that was going to start pulling at my energy, I get off of it. But toward the end of my rest phase, I started seeing things. People talking about this Grammy situation, the DEI situation, the collision of the planes. All of these things that were happening. I seen it. Trust me when I say I seen. I've been seeing these things. But see, the difference between me and a lot of people who are stuck in fear right now is I disconnect. I disconnect. Y'all are gonna have to learn how to disconnect. Because the more you feed yourself this low vibrational news, news is north, east, west, and south. This casting this broad spell called broadcasting. The spells of anxiety and fear that they cast upon you when they cast these news far and wide. I'm telling you right now, you gotta unplug. Because your nerves will be shot and wrecked before you even leave your house to go to work. You're right. Simone said we got to master our alchemy. This world today is no joke. You're definitely right. You know why you're right? Because this is what it all boils down to, ladies and gents. Mystics, healers, and seers, which really is all the same thing. You know, we always, as humanity, got to come up with different titles to feel special, right? It's all the same thing. A seer is a prophet or a prophetess and a psychic and a clairvoyant and a seer and a mystic it's really all the same thing. It's just people mastering different parts of it. Same body. One is the leg, the other one the arm, the other one is the eyelid, somebody else is the eyelash, somebody's the nail, the other one is the pinky toe. They all serve a purpose. Same belongs to the body, the same body. It all boils down to this: mastering yourself. Mastering yourself. You can't master nothing outside of you if you ain't mastered yourself. And that takes time. And you know the beauty of it all? Because people like to act like we all arrived, right? I like to say to myself, I ain't arrived, I'm still learning. And I say that to myself because I'm not talking about it keeps me humble. Fuck being humble. And when I say that, I'm talking about humiliation. Because when you say humility, the word to be humiliated is also connected to that. So to be humble and humiliated is almost the same. Just hear what I'm just trying to tell you. There's a double speak. I use the word humility and humbleness, which means, you know, don't be trying to make yourself more bigger over everybody than what you think you are. That kind of inflated the inflation of the ego. That's what I use it. It's the opposite of. But I know there's a double speak. Trust me. Come on, man. The English language is one of the most demonic languages in the world. You got to master yourself. And see, that's why I always say I'm arriving to my destination. I won't stop until I'm asleep. And when I say sleep, I'm talking about transitions over. Because I'm going to be going to the next planet. I ain't coming back here. I will be going to the next planet. But when you master yourself, nobody can shake you. Nobody can rile you up. And watch this. Mastering yourself also means that if you have to react a way to put someone in their place, then so be it. If you have to react in a way to where you are the teacher and they become the lesson, so they learn not to do the same thing to the next person, and they luck ran out when it came to you, then so be it. That's all. Why do y'all think it's so important that they shove these celebrities in our faces? Huh? We never believed in ourselves that much to put ourselves on the pedestal that we put these celebrities on. What makes them better than us? Huh? What makes them better than us? Are you over there on tapes with underage children and drugged up people who can't give sexual consent? No. Were you over there giving somebody up for a blood sacrifice every 5 seconds so you can stay relevant? No. What makes them so superior over you? The fact that they done opened up their bodies to be harbored and they booty holes. Huh? What has made these people so important that we had to look up to them like they're gods? When they wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for you and your money and your attention and your time that you spend paying attention to them. I'm very selective on what I'm giving my attention to, because that's where your attention is, your intention will be. And attention and time is a currency that you don't get change back on. If I give you $20 worth of attention and time, I don't get $7.95 back. You gotta, if I'm spending the 20 with you, you gotta keep the 20. You see? You gotta be mindful. This is why things like the shade room and the spiritual word, I can't even remember what the ones on the Instagram and stuff. Their followers are going down. They gotta, not all, some of these people have to pay for fake numbers just so it can look like they're not being followed. I mean, they're not being unfollowed. Just like some of your celebrities are paying for bot followers, so y'all can't see the real numbers that they're being unfollowed. We're watching a psychopath and a sociopath use each other to keep from going down, from being caught up. But 2025 is the year that you're going to see some folks be on the run for real. You're going to see them be on the run for real. As much crap as has been done to innocent people, it's about to start, that payback is about to start pouring out. If you can follow me. You're about to see it for what it really is. I wanna speak really quickly. Y'all remember when I used to be joking, but I was serious. Y'all knew I was serious. But I used to joke around and when I used to refer to R. Kelly as Kelly Green. And they said, come on, Kelly Green, you need to be ratting on these people. You need to start talking, ratting on these people. What I want you all to read between the lines. Catch what I'm about to say. It is alleged. What I'm about to tell you is not true. Let me use that. What I'm about to tell you is not true. The Me Too movement was funded by Jay-Z. That's not true. You following me? You reading what I'm okay. Okay. I want to make sure you don't get to stay clean. You was never clean to stay clean. Nobody attached to you is clean, including that harlot. Nobody is clean. All these things have to come up so these things could crumble. Okay? So things can crumble. In 2 days, my beloved state will be flooded with people around the world to watch the Super Bowl go down. That alone is something else. Y'all, listen to me. You ready? According to news outlets, watch this. Kendrick Lamar. This is not alleged. According to news outlets, Kendrick Lamar will not be getting paid to perform the halftime Super Bowl performance. He's not going to be getting a penny. The NFL is going to carry the bill for the show expenses, travel costs, down to technical writers. You don't know what a technical writer is? Go and look it up for yourself. I don't have time to. That's something within itself. Those of us who was in that industry and was independent and had to do stuff on our own, including myself, knows what a technical writer is. The NFL will be covering the costs that are associated with the show. Allegedly, there was an NFL spokesperson that said that it pays the performers the halftime performers what they call a union scale for any squad that performer brings with them. So allegedly, the way that the artist is supposed to be getting paid is through the promotional boosting of music and ventures by doing this Super Bowl performance. So did you hear what I just said? He's not getting paid for this. This is not according to me. This is according to specifically, if you want to look it up, MSN. They're also comparing it to the 2023 Super Bowl performance of Rihanna, saying that she's seen a huge spiking in her beauty brand sales. And how even during her live performance, Spotify streams just went through the roof. Over 600%. This is what they were saying. Remember, this is not me. I'm just telling you what they're reporting. This is not alleged. They're saying that in 2023, Rihanna racked up maybe a value of over $88 million within just 12 hours of her performance. This is supposed to be media value, media impact value. Why am I bringing this up? I'm going to tell y'all this right now. The symbolisms, whatever's going to be going on, pay attention to what's not being said, because there's going to be a lot going on. And it comes Sunday. And you got to remember, this is being done on the day of the sun. Right? Sun deity energy worship, that kind of stuff. This sun deity worship is going to be specifically strategic. Watch this. Because Kendrick Lamar, his last album, oh my God. Woo, boy, this is something. His last album. Was he not wearing thorns on his head for his last album? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. What is this imagery for? Right? The imagery is that he's the Christ. Is he the Messiah for hip hop? Is he the Messiah for the music industry? See, this is what I want y'all to realize. Nobody's hands is clean. They're all agents. Oh, help me. Oh, help me. They're all agents. They all have agendas. First and foremost, ain't nobody gonna let you get that huge. Look. Watch this. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Why don't you go and figure it out yourself? Go see if I'm lying. How the Alphabet Boys work closely with people in the entertainment industry. Huh? How hip hop been a psyop? Come on, let's go. Listen, I recently was doing some. Oh, y'all not gonna like me. Y'all not gonna like me. Let's go. Let's go. I was doing research on how hip hop really got started. Let's go. I told y'all I never came up in the conscious community. I don't know the conscious community like that. So I can't tell y'all about this person and that person and because I didn't come up in it. So when I'm hearing people say free Dr. Malachi York, I do some research because I want to know who are you telling people to free? Because I'm pretty sure folks ain't read up on who these folks are. See, that's the problem with black people. We heard somebody say free this person, free that person. Knowing that they've been a detriment to society since the day they was fucking born. Since the day they was born. You think that's an accident? That Irv Gotti passed away 2 days before the Super Bowl? And we already know who really didn't want to see that man get any kind of power in the rap world. Is this, do you hear, listen to me. Big soup cooling ass camel lips. Are you hearing me? That man had just got money. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Irv Gotti had just got paid to get back on top? Do you know he was one of the 5 that was starting that union? This was years ago. And the union got dismantled. And the FBI had, this is not alleged, the FBI started raiding those 5 people. One of those 5 being Jay Prince. The other one was Suge Knight. Where's Suge Knight? He's in jail. See, what you don't understand is, if you can't be defeated, you'll be paid off to be a friend. Where's Nas? Last time I checked, he dropped one of the most talked about diss tracks known to man. And if you ask me, in my humble opinion, I think the diss track Ether is number 1 and Hit 'Em Up is number 2. And y'all know how I used to ride for Pac like that. But I'm telling you, that diss track is in history. But where is he? Where's Nas? Where's who, help me. He quiet, but who is he friends with? Who is he cool with? Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all don't want to hear me. Thank you. You said it. That's exactly who he's under. So if he can't get rid of you, he gotta sign you. If he can't get rid of you, he gotta become friends, keep you close. I always said that 48 Laws of Power book is a double-edged sword. That 48 Laws of Power, it's good to read so that you can know how people can be so vicious around you. But for you to perform some of those things on people, that is insane. And I always felt like that book, I know this may not be true. I said I feel, this is my opinion. I always felt like Robert Greene was studying Sean Carter when he wrote that book. Because it was certain parts of that book that I could feel, this applies to this man. I have never seen a snake slither so smooth across his belly like I have since I've been seeing this man slither his way through the music industry. I have never seen it. And mind you, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real with you. Just because Lil Wayne is from Louisiana, I don't have no dog in this fight. The same way he cut up at the Louisiana Fest. That was his festival. And they came out and they celebrated him because he didn't get that slot to perform at the NFL. It's the same way that whore Babylon got her weak ass husband to buy her that Grammy. I say what you want. I don't care what you say. But after a while, when shit starts happening the same way over and over again, you really start to see what it's for. These are children in adult bodies that you are cutting fits when you don't get your way. Because quiet as it's kept, what were we gonna do with Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl? Because it's New Orleans. And look, this is my people. I'm from there. I'm telling you from a person who's from there. We didn't want Wayne. You know why? It wasn't because he wasn't one of the greatest rappers of all time. That's not why. It's because he's not healthy. Orlando was right. Orlando Brown was right. He's not going to remember the lyrics. He going to be too high. Can he put a blunt down for 2 seconds to perform? No, I don't think so. I don't know. It would have been nice to see him in a clean energy for him to perform, but that's not what we going to get. So why put this man up there to embarrass himself? He's not healthy. Okay. Good God. Y'all talking about his dreads not being healthy, but he's not healthy. Fuck them locks. Them locks are only a mirror image of what he is on the inside, falling the fuck apart. I wouldn't want somebody who's supposed to represent the state like that to get up there. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Not trying to be funny. But God bless his little heart. May he heal. May he heal from the things that has been done to him since he was a child that he still ain't healed from. And that he had to hide behind liking it. Because he was violated in many different ways. Listen to me. The reason why I have to tread a certain way is because there's some things y'all don't know that I know. We literally, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it as a surface level, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. We back home, I'm talking about us Louisianians. A lot of our people are of the Gede. I'm talking about like Gede made in the flesh. Listen to me. As above, so below. What exists in the spirit exists in the physical, whether you see it or not. And there's a lot of our people from down south that belong to the Gede. That is Gede in the flesh. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it like that. Do with that what you want. And let the chips fall where they may. I'm not here to clean up nothing else after that, about that. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. You know they love pulling on ancestral energy when they bring the Super Bowl to New Orleans. That halitosis having ass bitch came there in 2008? And took out half the city lights because she was conjuring shit up? I told you I had a job interview for the energy company that usually energizes the Super Bowl when they come to, anytime they have an NFL game, they're the ones who provide the energy for the city of New Orleans so they won't run it off the city of New Orleans. And it just so happened that year she came down and she told them she didn't want them to run the energy. She needed the city of New Orleans for the city of New Orleans to place the energy for the NFL. That's how half the city lights went out. For those of you who don't know. And that's why I tell y'all, Big L, Big Pun. Ain't nobody talking about Big Pun. Why he's not here. There's certain people that wouldn't have been able to reach a certain height where they're at if certain folks was alive. You got to remember, look, these people, there's a rule in the law, 48 laws of power. There's a rule, and I'm going to paraphrase it. You're supposed to get what you want by any means necessary. I just paraphrased it now, but it's in there. You don't think these people was willing to off folks to get where they wanted? Yeah. Pimp C. Let me look it up. Hold on. I want to be. Hold on. Find it. Napoleon Bonaparte said to have ultimate victory, you must be ruthless. That's one of them. That's one of them. In order to have ultimate victory, you must be ruthless. Hold on, y'all. Because I want to get this right. This might be I think that's what it was. That's what it was, because it came up on my threads. So it was them. Let me take that back. It was him saying that Napoleon Bonaparte said that in order for you to gain victory, hold on, give me a second. I'm just going through it just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, to have ultimate victory, you must be ruthless. So you have to also understand that when they read these things, when they read these quotations from other folks who have been here, done that, and then died, a lot of these people take these quotes and make them into these rules, and then will break down a chapter behind these rules. So even though, whether or not I know if this is in his book or not, 2 days ago, this is what they posted. To have ultimate victory, you must be ruthless. That was a quotation by Napoleon Bonaparte. Look, this is basically saying that you need to do whatever you need to do to get what you want. Do you know how decisive you need to be able, watch this. You know how focused and decisive you need to be on destroying somebody's life when you think destroying that person's life is contingent upon you being bigger and better than them? That is a sick mentality to have. That's a sick mentality to have. Yeah, they do love doing their rituals, especially in Louisiana. They love coming to Louisiana to do their rituals. They really do. And I hate that. Because if you was that powerful, you can go anywhere and do it anywhere. Why the fuck you always gotta come to where my ancestors lay? With your little weak ass. And then you're doing it under the provision of other witches that you pay to keep hidden. Cause you really ain't got no power. Let's be honest. You really don't have no power. So you pay witches to stay behind the scenes and conjure up for you. And how is that working out for you now? Because aren't some of them sick? Aren't some of them reneging now? One about to drop like a fly. And now you can't get nobody to really, you can't call no new people to come in and do no work for you, especially the ones that's really in tune with the spiritual realm, because their ancestors and spirit guides is telling them, don't. You have been marked for death. I want to say something, but I can't. My mouth is locked to say it. But when it happens, I'm going to tell you. It is an inferiority complex. Listen, let me explain something to you. To be that huge, you have to have extreme, and I mean extreme, dark self-esteem issues. Because to want to be that huge, you have to consistently compare yourself to everybody around you, to where you want to be better than the people around you. I'm telling you. If you notice, most of the people that's in the grave that was in their way was authentic. Aaliyah, authentic. I don't know why I want to say Left Eye, authentic. Heavy D, authentic. Big L, authentic. DMX, authentic. Yeah, they had some shit with them, like we all do, but at least they was authentic. And people were authentically loving them because they were authentic back then. Do you follow me? I can keep naming. I can keep going. See, what they do is the people who are authentic, they can't let them live that long. Because then they gonna make a old dirty bastard. They're gonna make an impression on you. And then you're going to hear them and they're going to be spitting real shit to you. And then you're going to see that they're genuine, even though, watch this, even though them alphabet boys is using them to spread a certain agenda through their music, they're going to be telling you the truth in interviews. And then guess what? They're showing you that they really can't be controlled all the way. I'm really trying to break free from this shit because I really learned what I signed up for and I don't want to be there no more. You see? Then you got rebellious people like DMX and ODB. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? Pimp C, who I know Port Arthur, you claim him, but baby, he's a Louisiana boy. Check the facts. Pimp C was born in Crowley. He was an original Louisiana boy, not too far from Lafayette, where I was born. So his origin started in Louisiana, like most Texans do. And then they go over there and they move to Texas and they get high sedity and all high mighty and look down on us. When their culture is still slow, sipping on syrup. They ain't never graduated from it. Let me not go there. Because you know how they do. They move to Texas and they act like they better than Louisianians. But our culture is intact down there. Who always want to be sitting sideways all the fucking time. Let me shut up. And I ain't talking to just any Texan. I'm talking to the ones that are our children. Don't forget where you came from. Just know where you're going. Don't shit on where you came from. That ancestry is important. It's important to the way you move and how you push forward. And in times of need and grievance, how some of your ancestors, when you call upon them, they'll rise to meet you and help you and protect you and to provide. Don't shit on your people. It's all right to acknowledge where you are and where you're going, but don't piss and shit on where you came from. That's all. What are they gonna do? He's the Hebrew Israelite now. The Kendrick Lamar is the Hebrew Israelite, second coming, Jesus, Yahshua, that they're pushing now. It's all an agenda. I don't want to hear this bullshit. And the question that I want to ask all these people is, how are y'all? I do not like that song. They they not like us. Because once people get something, they play it and they wear it out. They wear it out. And I have my own picks and chooses. I don't really care for rap music right now because the state that rap music is in is just it's been horrible. So my liking stopped way back when, right? But the question I want to ask y'all is, how come y'all not asking this man questions? Huh? We always knew Drake was a plant. Your real name was Aubrey, and you coming in with a draconian name named Drake to assume the position of a reptilian in a culture, right? Because you're really who your mother is. So if your mother is Jewish, then you're Jewish. If your mom is melanated black, then you're melanated, right? Because that's the really who the X chromosome is what carries, not the Y, right? Because we're all female until the testes drop when you're in the womb. This is why they wait a certain amount of time to put the sonogram on your mama's stomach to tell her if she's having a boy or a girl, right? So you're only who your mama is. Not your daddy. You're only who your mama is. Even though they say daddy is the sperm who creates the gender, but it's mom who creates the bloodline. Right? This is why watch this. This is why Jewish people honor the mother's lineage, not the father. Look it up. It's not alleged. Look it up. I used to study the Hebrew language. This is how I know some of these things. I don't know everything, but I know some of these. What I do know, I'm very confident on. I don't know everything, though. I'm just trying to hip you on, give you some game. That's all. That's all. And that's sad. I didn't know Travis Scott was from Texas. I did not know Travis Scott was from Texas. But you see, that's what they do. Look, watch this. Watch this, T-Lin. If I could, and I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about Rafiki. I'm just talking, watch this. I'm talking as somebody who's famous. If I was told that I get to keep the money and the house and the cars and the ambiguous looking bitch that they gave me, because they all got to look the same. Like Cat Williams said, they all got to have the same face. They can't look a certain way. They got to look this way. And if she just so happen to be dark skinned or melanated, you got to hide her. Right? Because we really don't see Method Man's wife like that, right? We don't see LL Cool J's wife like that, right? We don't really see Ice Cube's wife, right? We don't see. Did you know Juvenile's been married for a very long time? Did y'all know? I know a lot of y'all thought Juvenile was in these streets single, huh? I think they celebrating 20-something years already. Him and his wife. But these are men who have black wives. You rarely see Snoop's wife. You notice the women that are black, that ain't ambiguous, a lot of times they be hidden like that. Very seldom will you have a Kendrick Lamar where they ambiguous, they mix, but they hidden. All right. Listen, this is what happened. We already knew Drake was a plant. We knew that he came in to represent the old. Watch this. I'm going to help you understand what's happening. Drake represents the old regime. He represents the reptilians and the Zeta Ticuli constellation. Those hostile, watch that. The hostile grays, whether tall or short. Those hostile extraterrestrials, he represents that. The ones who will plant themselves into a system or a way of being and infiltrate it for materialistic gain and to plant hurt and harm and amongst the, he represents that. Now watch this. Here comes this thorn crown wearing Hebrew Israelite who is gang affiliated, who is supposed to be God's son made in flesh. So now you're supposed to be relatable to the people and you're supposed to be relatable to God. The person who's supposed to bridge the gap. Do you see what's happening here? Lord. Are you following me? Have mercy, God. If I put someone in front of you that is relatable to you, and you let them into your heart chakra, and you open up your crown chakra to receive them, you will do whatever they say. But if I put somebody in front of you that looks at you as a peasant and looks at themselves as if they're royalty, and then they begin to put themselves on top of a pedestal to the degree that you now don't even feel like you can relate to them, but you like their music, their influence over you only goes so far. So which one can influence more, Drake or Kendrick Lamar? You see where I'm trying to go here? Listen, I don't trust none of these people. None of them. And when I say none of them, I mean just that. None of them I trust. None of them. None of them have your best interest at heart, and they definitely don't have your children's best interest at heart. Because it's the same devils, it's just in different bodies. And what y'all are seeing before you, if y'all not paying attention to what's happening in the spiritual realm, let me clarify for you in the 3D. What you are seeing is a division within the dark realms. I'm talking about the evil kingdom. These are different kingdoms that have sprung up out of the ground of the whole basis of the overall kingdom of darkness or evil. Because I want to say darkness, evil, because dark is not evil. And now you got sub-gods, sub-deities competing against each other. I kept telling y'all there's no loyalty amongst thieves. There's no loyalty amongst the evils. They will come together to defeat you, but once you defeat it, they'll fight against each other again. I am calling for the judgment and the demise of not only Shadow Govt, but I'm also calling for the judgment and demise of those big wigs that run these record labels that we don't see. The ones that ain't getting locked up. Because I wanna know why y'all not have. I wanna know why hasn't anyone questioned Kendrick Lamar on how did you know that this man was a PDF file? How did you know that? And if you didn't know personally, who told you? Because I've always said, I feel like the battery in his back is not just camel face, but it's also that boy from Virginia. What's that one name? That boy name? Pusha T. Because my thing is, how long did y'all sit back knowing that this man was dealing with underage children and said nothing until it was convenient for you? Look, watch this. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we have to be dealing with. A lot of y'all is over there praising this man for coming out with these diss tracks. All of this diss track bull. And you letting these people fill in your head in that this man is the next Messiah or the coming Messiah or whatever. If you think everything he's done, camel face ain't been letting it go because he has an agenda to use. This boy is a chess piece. He's not a player. He's a chess piece. Just like the rest of them. He was being used to take this person down. And now what you think is going to happen to him? Because it may not be tomorrow. But somewhere, some way. Y'all remember when Pusha T said it was going to be a surgical summer when he came for Drake that time when he dropped that diss track. And he told everybody he was hiding a child. Y'all remember that? And then everybody was shocked to come find out that Adonis actually existed. Do y'all remember that? And then they found out the baby mama and her past. And then they also, do you remember this? And then Drake was told to just stop. See, Kendrick Lamar is in place where Pusha T they was trying to put Pusha T there. But because Pusha T, he has a certain demographic. That man been rapping about drugs and then he gonna die rapping about drugs. He ain't got nothing else to probably rap about but drugs. And that's just what it's gonna be. And I think he even said that out of his own mouth. So kudos to him if he did say it out of his own mouth. At least he authentic to himself. He know what the hell his lane is and drugs is where he want to be. I don't know. But he couldn't do it. So I feel like, this is my opinion, I feel like he gave the rest of his artillery to Kendrick Lamar. and then he used it. What does Camel Face have anything? What does he have against Drake? I don't know. Is Drake collateral damage? Possibly could be. Because I still say that Camel Face is still sour about Lil Wayne calling himself the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. Y'all remember them narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths like Camel Face? They don't let go of shit easy. They'll be down the line 20 years later still trying to make you suffer for some shit you done said 40 years ago. I'm serious. So y'all got to remember, this stuff is calculated. It's calculated. Yes, the world is a stage, and we are watching stage plays happening left and right. But some of these people really do be having beef with one another behind the scenes because there is no loyalty amongst evil. There is no loyalty amongst evil at all. Now, down the line, you may end up hearing something about Kendrick Lamar and how he treats his wife. Or some shit that he done did. When it's time for him to be quote unquote dethroned, because that's how they do. Once they use you up, they throw you away. And that's why I say, so y'all been knowing that this man, like underage children, been messing with underage kids, but y'all kept it just so y'all can be able to drop a diss track later on. But ain't none of y'all done stopped it. None of y'all stopped it. Either y'all participated or you turned a blind eye. And if you turned a blind eye, you just as guilty as the people who participated. So I don't trust none of y'all. And y'all over there dancing till they not like us. Because y'all think this nigga is a savior or something. Savior of what? What is he the savior of? I don't give a fuck how good your music is. Show me your character. None of us really know these people outside of this shit anyway. So how can we really vouch for these people if they're good? We know what time it is. They all been throwing up fucking devil's horns and putting out these fucking symbolisms and shit. All of them is going through the same doors. Noriega told y'all there's a door over here and there's a door over here and then there's a straight door. And then he come around, watch this. He went out straight, came right back into the house and then chose a door. Because his ass had Ciroc on the table. So tell me he didn't choose the door. If the first time he didn't choose it and he went back through the house again, he had to choose a door if he got Ciroc on his table. They don't always stay clean when they want that fame. Y'all don't want to hear that. Because you think your favorites ain't do it. Your favorites probably is one of the ones who can't live without that adrenochrome. They itching like Tyrone Bigum's wanting to hit it at crack. They over there crack withdrawals from that adrenochrome that only come from little kids whose heads being chopped off while they're at a heightened state of fear. Y'all don't want to hear this. Let me go. Y'all don't want to hear this. Listen, I knew it was a ritual when they announced that it was going to be Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I knew it was going to be a ritual when they said New Orleans. I didn't even have to know who was performing. But the fact remains, I know why. I know what happened at that Louisiana fest. And I'm not going. just know that certain measures was put in place way before the 9th of February. So if there be some spiritual shit popping off, you're going to hear about it in the physical realm. Trust me. You heard it here first on the 7th of February. Just hear what I'm trying to tell y'all. You're going to hear it. You've heard it first and you're going to hear about it. Trust and believe me. You ain't going to come to New Orleans and think it was easy like it was in 2008. It's going to be very hard for you this year in 2025. There are certain energies that ain't just going to let you come and walk up on that specific soil and think you can take what you think you allotted to take. That it don't work like that. Trust me when I tell you. So they can think they gonna come on New Orleans soil and do some shit. It ain't gonna happen that way. I promise you. And I ain't saying this because I'm from Louisiana. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the real deal, Holyfield. It's not gonna happen the way they believe. I do believe it has something to do with Wayne. Because Drake has been dismantled. Nicki Minaj was being harassed. And there's a lot of stuff. And mind you, I'm not taking up for these people because they was dismantled and harassed. They all guilty. All of them are fucking guilty. You can't sit here and tell me you rubbing shoulders with these people and y'all are actually friends outside of the pictures and the videos. And you're not going to sit here and tell me you don't know their secrets. Y'all belong to the same secret society. That Black Boule bullshit. I keep telling y'all it's not Illuminati because most of them ain't smart enough to belong to the Illuminati. Y'all be thinking I be bullshitting when I'm telling y'all that. I'm for real. A lot of them are not, their intelligence is not high enough to belong to that Illuminati. I keep telling y'all that. That's an old ancient society. Y'all really believe that they just gonna open it up to these Negroes? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. That's that Black Boule bullshit. Married to the Baphomet type bullshit. Getting the upside down 5-pointed star tatted on your chest type or your head type bullshit. All these niggas who say they don't like each other, but they've been butt buddies and man fans behind the scenes. And y'all over there screaming, well, you should be out by now. You know, we didn't already accepted the LGBT community. Why they gotta do it in secret? Because it was never about sexual orientation. It's about transferring spirits. You thought you can weaken the guards? Yes, you did. You thought so, huh? Woo, woo, woo. You thought you can weaken the guards because there was a terrorist attack in January on New Year's. That just riled up the energies even more. Yeah, Eastern Stars. And if you do your research, you will find that majority of the people, like singers, and I want to really hone in on female singers now. When you realize it, majority of them belong to sororities. Did you know that? Even if they didn't go to college. Did you know Fantasia belongs to a sorority? That's not alleged. Did you know that? Did you know that? I'm serious. She's an honorary member of Sigma Gamma Rho. She's an honorary member. Why do they feel the need to take these celebrities through this Greek passage? Did y'all know the Clark sisters belong to a sorority? Did you know that? I heard one of them say it in a video. This was a few years ago when a picture was being taken. Somebody was taking video. Ain't the Clark sisters supposed to be a gospel group? Why the fuck you got to belong to a sorority? Why all these? Help me understand. Huh? The Clark sisters? Come on, come on, y'all. I think in 2017 they also performed at the Phi Beta Sigma Conclave. It's a lot of. Why y'all got to be aligned with that? I thought they was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Allegedly that they were also honorary members of the Theta Phi Sigma sorority. That's supposed to be Christian based. It is alleged that Kiara Sheard is a lying sister. Y'all don't want this. Cause see, what y'all think is that this is supposed to be separate from secular music. Gospel is just like secular. In some parts of it is worse. Some of your biggest witches and warlocks hide under Christian music. Ask me how I know. Bloop. And all these people be stuck up like hell. Stuck up. Ain't got no more of God in them than the rock on the ground got more God in them than they do. Because see, what you don't know is these people really know the truth. They know the truth behind these scenes. They know they singing the aliens. They really do know the truth. But to keep you bamboozled and disgruntled, they got to follow their script. Did you hear? Oh, you don't believe me? Huh? Yeah, from what I believe, allegedly, Erica Campbell of Mary belongs to the AKAs, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Last time I checked, I believe, she was a sorority of the AKAs. And a lot of yeah, that she was an honorary member of AKAs. I mean, you can look this up. Allegedly, Marvin Sapp is aligned with some fraternities. These are things you can look up. Anytime I'm seeing a pastor walking around with a Freemason ring on, I'm going to question shit. And y'all keep telling me, y'all keep saying that this secular realm is just, it's in gospel. It's in gospel. Look, I told y'all my first encounter with Baphomet was not through secular music. It was through gospel. I was at that convention center. I was there at the same time, in the same line, for Sunday's Best when the same year that Leandria Johnson was there. We was in the same line at the same time. She was there in flip-flops and all. And I remember feeling this evil started to approach, and I started looking around because I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. I was like, can nobody feel this shit? Next thing you know, it was a cameraman riding I want what they call it, a gig. He was riding on a gig, and it was coming down fast. And everybody started cheering. And I'm short. I'm in the middle of the crowd now. I'm toward the front, but I'm in the middle of the crowd. And it was Kirk Franklin running and slapping people's hands as he ran. Just so happened that God made it so, oh my God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I gotta thank you right now, because how many times have you protected me without me knowing? The crowd came in front of me before I could see him and he could see me. I couldn't even see him. I was so short, he was short. Everybody that stood in front of me stood tall like a tree. I couldn't look at over nobody because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know it was him. I felt this evil coming rushing toward me, and I was trying to figure out why. When I closed my eyes, I seen this huge Baphomet. And I didn't even know what Baphomet was. I swear to you, I have no reason to lie to you. I didn't even know what Baphomet was at the time. And I said, Lord, what was this? I felt that thing was on him. That's my experience, and that's my truth. And it's not alleged. And again, I'm telling you right now, this was when me and Leandria Johnson was at the same convention center in New Orleans. That's what got her through when she went to New Orleans. Remember, she's from Florida, but she was in New Orleans when they let her through. She had to come through the mouth of the Mississippi in order to get to where she's at. She had to be desperate and broken down for them to see that she was manipulatable. We can manipulate her any way we want to. Because, see, they like when you broken down and hurt. Like how Fantasia got it. Y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear it. They love it when you ain't got no self, when your self-esteem is low. And your whole life is dependent on this. Because they want to see how far they can bring you. Because when you feel like you ain't got nothing to lose, you already at rock bottom, you're going to do anything, including scrape your nails off your fingers to get out of that hole. But when they know you know yourself, they're not going to bet on you. Because they know you're not going to be willing to sell your soul. And you really don't sell your soul. What you really are selling is your mind, your will, and your emotions. That's what you're really selling. I remember opening up for Donnie McClurkin one time in Morgan City, Louisiana. This was around 2009. This was in the year 2009 because my second born was born. And I remember opening up for him. I remember being on Bobby Jones Gospel right before we came on right before Trinity 5-7. And me and Chantel sat in the lobby by Starbucks and we were actually talking. That was also in 2009. That's not alleged. See, I've walked around in the gospel realm and I've walked around in the secular realm, and I've had look, watch this. I've experienced and been exposed to both sides, and I don't see a difference. I don't. I've been around Lecrae, Takashi, or I'm sorry, Tadashi. That's his name, Tadashi. Sho Baraka. I've been around them all. And I don't see a fucking difference. I've been told y'all I've been in that industry doing industry stuff. Just because y'all don't know me worldwide don't mean I ain't did no work. But I told y'all that stuff, right? It's real. I don't see the difference. I don't. Because they still having orgy parties after the conventions for them for them Kojic convention and them gospel sectors. Trust me, they still throwing them horny parties. They still got a hierarchy. They still look at you as a peasant. They ain't gonna let you in the after party. You should have believed them when they said TD Snakes was in Diddy back pocket, allegedly. Now all these people quiet. Nobody got nothing to say. I felt that man before I seen him. I didn't even know what was going on. And then after he passed, I asked him, I said, what was all that about? I said, I seen the man sitting up on the rig, coming down real fast, the cameraman. I said, but I couldn't see what was going on. And somebody said, yeah, that was Kirk Franklin that ran past us. High-fiving people. They was getting footage to put together. And I thank God that God kept me in secret. God kept me in secret. The only time my face was shown worldwide that I know of is when I did that TV show. Don't forget the lyrics. And if you notice, they had me wearing red. Because I was supposed to be a sacrifice. And then that didn't work. And now niggas is mad that I'm still breathing. Well, you're going to stay mad, bitch. You have either you're going to live as long as me, or you're going to have a long time period just being pissed. Because I'm here. I shared something with Boo Bear I'm going to share with y'all. I watched Day 26 on Vlad TV. I did not watch it all. I didn't watch it all. I watched a clip. It was a 13-minute, 30-second clip, I believe, of Q telling his part of the story of how he became diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolarism. How he came across information, basically how he came across realizing that it was some sacrificial stuff that was about to take place. It started coming to his knowledge. He basically had a psychotic break. I wept like a baby. I had to pause it when I watched it because I felt seen and I felt heard. Do you know I recorded myself when I was being gang stalked in 2021, and I put it. I had to my stuff live. I had to do it live, so it wouldn't get taken down if I was trying to upload it. Y'all, some of y'all was watching these. Some of y'all was on here. Y'all watch these lives. Y'all watch me be gang stalked. Y'all watch me be pursued. I had to run for my life because people were after me. Different covens were after me no matter where I went. Different covens were after me. People that was in the music industry was after me. And people that I was around that I put on here in Arizona when I was gigging out here in Arizona created a coven to take me out of here to be their sacrifice so they could try to steal my destiny. I had different people coming from different areas that I didn't even know that was hired to try to take me up out of here. I was being followed to the point to where somebody in a parachute. Y'all remember when I said this? This was in 2021. When I was going from Airbnb to Airbnb before I was homeless. Let's go. When a man on a parachute dropped out of the sky across the street from the Airbnb that I was at, when the Holy Spirit woke me up and told me it was time to go. Look, when that young man said it out of his mouth what was going on, and he started crying, two things happened. I felt seen and I felt hurt. I had to cry like a baby. I wept. I wept so hard I slept the rest of the day. I wept so hard because I felt heard. I felt seen. I said, somebody in that industry went through the same shit I went through. Now watch this. My tears was also because I was grateful and I was thankful. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he said he ran to his doctor for help. He ran to his family for help. His family didn't call him crazy. His family didn't. Now, other people might have been calling him crazy, but his mom believed him. You know what I'm saying? It's important when your parents or a parent believes you. I had to walk this shit by myself. I had to walk this shit out by myself. I didn't have nobody to run to. But my tears, I was grateful that I was kept. Oh my God, you don't understand how powerful that is. Y'all, I was kept in my right mind. They got people who have people that they can rely on, and they didn't come out with their right mind. Do you understand how much of a blessing it is to not just come out with your life, but come out with your right mind? I look at Keith Murray. Keith Murray don't have his right mind. Y'all ain't ready for this. I'm about to go. It's fine. It's fine. That was the day. That was the day right there. I said, now I'm healed. Now I'm at peace. Cause sometimes I be sitting here saying, did it really happen to me? Sometimes it feels so surreal. And then sometimes energies used to, not now. Energies used to be sent toward me to try to make me feel like I was crazy so I wouldn't talk on it. So they can walk around here and act like they didn't want me to talk. They wanted me to shut the fuck up. But you see, God has blessed me. I'm grateful. I got a pantheon of energies that run behind me. My ancestors kept me and is still keeping me and my children. Because when they couldn't touch me, they tried to get to my children. And God was like, no, blockity blocked over here too. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful. Because according to those people who plotted on my life, I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be talking to y'all. And I was grateful that I documented it and I showed it in real time that it was happening. Because I know some people would have thought I was crazy. And some people probably still think I do. But as of today, I don't even care no more. I used to care. I don't care anymore. Because I know what I done survived. And I'm grateful. And when I talk about it, I don't have no anger. I don't have no rage. I'm at peace. I'm a survivor of multiple attempts of of human sacrificial rituals. I survived it. I get to say something that a lot of people don't get to live and say. And some of the people, most of them who survived it, don't come out with their right mind. So can't nobody tell me that this shit ain't real, that it don't happen. I know it does because I've been through it. I done seen it. I done seen veils. I've been in places where I seen an R&B singer have an Elvin with them doing magic on the side of the stage, waiting until they got done doing the magic on the side of the stage so they can start singing. I seen it with my own eyes. And if I told you who it was, you probably wouldn't believe me, but I wouldn't care. Because it's not alleged, it happened. You look up who came here in 2021 in Scottsdale to sing, and you probably will find the answer. I'm telling you, I seen it. Yeah, until it happens to you. A lot of people gonna call you crazy, and they are going to dismiss you. But until it happens to you, and that's why I continue to keep telling y'all. I'm gonna keep saying this shit until the cows come home. I'm gonna die on this hill, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Dave Chappelle was wrong. when he said these ain't no weak people that's in Hollywood, take strong people. No, y'all are weak as fuck. Y'all are weak as fuck. Because the only way y'all can stay where y'all at is to be sacrificing folks, manipulating people, hurting kids, hurting animals. Y'all are weak. Y'all are weak. Y'all got low self-esteem and y'all need some mental help. Y'all need some mental help. Y'all are weak. Because the industry don't let strong people in there. They let weak motherfuckers in there, though. They do. People who can be easily manipulated and easily bought, they let in there. So it's a lot of weak people that's walking around there. And if what I'm saying don't apply to you, then why get hurt? Y'all are easily manipulated. Some of y'all, most of y'all work for them alphabet folk. Y'all don't want work with the ones that start with an F. Y'all work for the ones that start with a C. And a lot of y'all got to come through backmasking and secret homosexuality to get to where y'all is and stay there. Y'all don't see how this man who got a whole camel face on his head denied Diddy. Like Peter denied Christ 3 times while he was getting crucified. Before he was about to get crucified. He denied him. Them niggas said, Peter, Christ your homeboy? He said, no. He said, no again. Then he said, no one more time. And then the rooster crowed. Didn't Jesus tell Peter, you going to deny me 3 times before that rooster crow? Before the sun come up. Because roosters really crow when the sun come up, right? Okay. They can roost in another area, but y'all want to sit there and look, I want to say this. Can I say this? This young girl, this Chapel Rowan girl, I've never heard of her before. But I heard her speech during the Grammys, for the Grammys. I seen a clip. I didn't watch the Grammys. I seen a clip of the Grammys. When she talked about healthcare and making things affordable first of all, nobody is forcing you to get into the music industry. You went into that industry of your own volition. You wanted to get in there because you want to be known, you want to be famous, and you want to have money or be as rich as they will allow you, right? So you got in there knowing this is the type of ball we're going to play. And now all of a sudden you want it to be changed. It's not a 9 to 5, sweetheart. It's contractual. And if you're in a union, you're only going to get paid quarterly. Because we already know SAG-AFTRA is going to drop them checks every quarter. That's why y'all always got to be fighting for endorsements and shit on the side so y'all can have more money coming in, right? I keep trying to tell y'all how it works, but y'all never believe me. And I keep telling y'all to look it up. That's why majority of your favorites are broke. They're always leasing their homes, leasing their cars. And here you think because their net worth is $200 million or this nigga over here is worth $1 billion, you think that that's actually what they have in their bank account. And y'all are crazy because somebody over here bought a $200 million house and y'all think they actually bought that shit cash? Y'all need to do y'all research. These people don't have money like that. And once you realize this is how it works and that Hollywood is ran off of the deception and illusion, that the wood of the holly tree is supposed to cast a spell. I've been teaching this shit since early 2000s. I was just teaching it on the Christian sector because I was in the church at the time. But I came up after G. Craig Lewis. I was going from place to place teaching the breaking down of what Hollywood meant. Some people are just not getting onto it, but hey, it doesn't matter. As long as you come into the knowledge of the truth, that's what matters. I already broke down to you the Druid priest using the wood of a holly tree to cast spells of deceptions and illusion. And that's why the other nickname for Hollywood used to be La La Land. I don't think y'all remember that. Maybe some of y'all are too young. But it wasn't just called Tinseltown. It was also called La La Land. And the word la la or la in Zulu means to put to sleep. Y'all don't want to hear this though. Y'all don't want to hear this. Just like those druids they'll use certain wood from certain trees to cast certain types of spells. Like what you don't know is certain types of oak trees are used to open up portals. Other types of oak trees are used to cast spells of wisdom and knowledge, because they are the tree that they're called the knowledge keepers. Other trees that keep knowledge and wisdom other than oak trees are any trees that are tall and old, like sequoias, cedars, and redwoods. Right? I believe birch trees are for higher learning. It's a lot of other sweet gums trees that do sweet gums. They are the ones that they're used for fertility and love spells. There's another tree that you can use. I believe it's a hawthorn. That when you make a wand out of the wood from this tree, you can cast spells of shape shifting. But you see, you wouldn't know that unless you talk to somebody who knows this, that have researched it, done it, or they know what they're talking about. But you have a lot of people that are walking around here that believe that these people that are being put that has been placed in front of our eyes for a very long time have our best interests at heart. When we've grown up watching these people, and then nothing good has still came from consuming their art, consuming their music and their movies. Nothing good. When you look around, your neighborhoods have deteriorated because of this poison consistently being, and watch this, because they do want to keep their karma down. They'll say, we didn't force y'all to listen to our music. They listen to it because they want to listen to it. That's true. But guess what? You had a choice to make this devil worshiping music. You had a choice to make this deteriorating music. You know that they backmasked this shit. You knew that they was going to put these frequencies, these deteriorating frequencies in there to make these people screw each other and kill up each other. You knew this, but yet you participated, so you got free will too. So if these people listen to it and they met their demise because of the stuff that you knew was in your music, you are being held at a cost as well. So no, you can't bypass karma. You've been told of the illusion that you can, but you can't. Weeping willows are a form of connection. Weeping willows are the daughter. They are the daughter Gaia trees to the main Gaia tree, i.e. the Iowa tree that's in Pandora, the movie Avatar, that tree that everybody connects to and chants under, and it communicates with them. Weeping willows are the daughters to that type of tree. That tree is what you call a ley line tree. That tree carries and communicates within the earth. It will. Oh Lord, somebody don't want this out. It will help you receive communication and give out communication. It is directly connected to this tree stump in Wyoming. They call it the devil's. I forgot what they call it in Wyoming, but that thing they call a mountain is not a mountain. That's a tree stump. And there's several other stumps like that across America, but they won't tell you. They just made that one famous. But a weeping willow will help you. It's like a birdie. It will carry communication. It's a phone. It's a telephone. It's a ley line tree. A weeping willow is a ley line tree. It's also one of the trees that you can connect to your ancestors. Okay? This is why people laughed at tree huggers. They laughed at them tree huggers. But guess what? Some of them tree huggers live real long, and their heart chakra stayed healthy. They could have any kind of disease in their body, but nothing with cardiovascular happened to them. You know why? Because they stay hugging trees. And here you was laughing, calling them hippies. You know how long I watch my people laugh at white folks when they would take they would be playing in the park with their kids, but they'd be taking their shoes off, and we would be laughing at them because they're walking barefooted. We would always be calling them people dirty, not realizing they were earthing. See, this is what happens when you are invaded and people take your knowledge and then make your knowledge be erased from your memory. You don't want to hear it. It's not a race thing. I'm just telling the truth. To me, it's not a race thing. I can't vouch for the next person. It may be a race thing for that person, and that's why they feel like they need to conquer you. But for me, it's not a race thing because I know who I am and I know the power that I possess. That's why I have to be careful with what I say and how I say it. I can't just be saying just anything because the level of where I'm at, I can't just say anything to anybody. I choose my words more wiser than I did the year before. And the year before that. But the power of the Druids have waned. And these powers that used to be are upset that this Druid magic is no longer working anymore. While I was running for my life, I found myself in a small motel by Magic Mountain. I remember I found myself in a small hotel, a small motel, Magic Mountain. I could feel, and in my mind, in my mind's eye, my third eye, I could see the huge orbs of magnetic power. I could see at nighttime, it was so eerie. I could see these blue, what looked like domes it was surrounded, there was several ones that was in the area. Some overlapped others, like it was a smaller one, there was a big one over that one. And some of them was over here, scattered, in other places. And it looked like a blue dome, like a blue see-through dome. And it was kind of glittery a little bit. Like I could see specks, like white specks. And I was wondering what it was. And before I could say it out loud to myself, what was it with my mouth? I then, I was told that it was Druid magic. And that because I had traveled in certain places, it was tripping wires in the spirit. See, this is why, watch this. This is why they fought so hard for some of you. This word I'm about to tell you has nothing to do with your color, the color of your skin, or what family you was born into. Just hear me. I'm talking to star seeds. Some of you call them the chosen ones. I'm telling you, people, I'm talking to you. You know who you are. Some of y'all may claim this is for you, and it ain't for you. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about to the real ones who know who they are, or that they need confirmation. This is your confirmation. There are certain places that you tried to go to and ended up something happened on the way to it, or you ended up having to hurry up and turn around when you got there. You couldn't stay that long. It's because they don't want you to, number one, you walk that ground, you're gonna activate something. Number two, you walk that ground, you're gonna dismantle something. Number three, you walk that ground, you're gonna get your memory back. They don't want this to happen. Some of you ain't never thought to go to the Dakotas in the summertime or in the springtime. Some of y'all ain't thought about walking that land in South Dakota or North Dakota. Some of y'all ain't never thought about going to Montana and looking at that beautiful scenery. Some of y'all wondering, why am I being pulled to Jamaica? Jamaica don't even be on my mind. Some of y'all don't even know why y'all being pulled to certain places in the world. It's because the moment you put your feet on that ground, something gonna happen. How do I know? Because it's happened to me. It has happened to me. Sometimes on occasions, I didn't even know it was happening until after I left. And the Spirit brought some things back to me that was happening. I said, oh my God, I didn't know. Because see, the way my spirit guys deal with me, they know I be so naive sometimes when I walk into certain places. They be knowing for sure, my heart be pure. I be having no idea why I'm even there. And that's just how they did. They have to deal with me because I'm so analytical. My overthinking can mess the whole thing up. So sometimes they have to have me ignorant when I'm walking through the door and I don't be knowing nothing. And then after I'm gone, 3-4 days later, then they show me in a dream what was going on. This is how they deal with me. I don't know about you, but this is how they deal with me. You following me? So a lot of you are going to have to start walking, putting your feet down on certain places because this is what's got to happen. There are certain ley lines in the earth that is waking up. Do you know what these CMEs are? These coronal mass ejections that's coming off the surface of the sun. It's helping us upgrade. This is why they want to block out the natural sun and put an artificial sun up there. They don't want you upgrading. They don't want you getting these uploads and downloads. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? They don't want you. They don't want this. They don't want you plugging in. You know you got to be a bad mamma jamma when nature is on your side helping you get it. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to see who you are. Wake up and see who you are. These elements are calling. And they all strong in their own right. These elements, you have no idea. It's happening. You also have to realize that you've now you've crossed into a realm where you can't be hurt anymore. You've graduated. You graduated to a specific place. Look, watch this. You're vibrating on a frequency that your ancestors are protecting you. Your spirit team and the energies are protecting you in such a way that the people that could throw harmful witchcraft at you, harmful magic at you, they can't see you anymore. They're in the dark. They're blind. They're trying to feel their way through now. They don't know what's going on. It's silent in their world. Their eyes are blinded and their ears are covered. They can't see or hear. And so they can't see the disaster and the destruction that's getting ready to befall them. This is why you got to be tapped in. Staying tapped into the source. Because, see, you'll still be over here talking about them and they foolishness, not realizing you are way past where they are. They can't even touch you no more. Everything they sending is now bouncing off the walls of the room that they doing the work in. It ain't even leaving the compounds or the confines of their home. It is literally just bouncing off the walls. Because you got a lot of people that are afraid because you still alive. And then they sent all this death magic. And they trying to figure out where did it go if she ain't or he ain't die. I've been taking my time to make my own little oracle deck, writing on my little my blank. I had a pack of blank tarot cards, oracle cards. I was writing on them. One of the cards that I have that's in there says somebody's about to pass away. And last week I was shuffling the cards. And I was on there with a smile on my face. I said, okay, spiritual realm, my ancestors, y'all show me what's pertaining right now. Boom, something flew out. And I turned it around and it was that card. Somebody's about to pass away. I'm trying to tell y'all that this death magic has to go somewhere. And it ain't coming towards you no more. So some of you better get ready because some of y'all are going to be burying people who you thought was family members. Who you thought loved you. But was really sacrificing you. Some of y'all are going to have to y'all are going to hear about somebody passing away that used to be your friend that's now a foe. Some of y'all gonna be hearing about folks that passed away. You don't even know them, and you're gonna be trying to figure out, well, how in the world that came across my timeline? Oh, I don't know who that person is, and they was hired. They was hired by somebody as a practitioner to do something because these practitioners is getting it too. Trust me when I tell you. They got practitioners that's getting it as well. And some of these practitioners are pissed off. Because some of them didn't even listen to their spirit guides when their spirit guides told them don't do it. They did it anyway because they could be easily bought. They wanted the money. They needed the money. And then some of them are upset because they were hired under a lie. They were told that you were the evil person and that, and they believed them. But again, this is when when people's hearts are not right and they really are not tapped in, they'll go with a lie instead of the truth. Because if they really tapped in, they'll know the truth. See, look, that's why I can't worry about when people come here and watch me, what they think of me and what they saying about me. Because if you really knew me, you wouldn't be talking how you talking no way. That's how I know you don't know me. You don't know me. Because if you knew me, you would know my heart. You'll know my spirit. And I don't have time to be proving myself to anybody anymore. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. And it's very few of you who really, really know me. And even some, look, I'm going to tell you, y'all have no clue. You talk about airports. I want to say this to y'all. I never shared this with anybody. I'm going to share this with y'all. Maybe I talked about it a little bit. Let me show y'all how much the spiritual realm is real. Around the time in 2021 when I was ducking and dodging, y'all, I ended up taking a plane. And one of my layovers was in Colorado. I had never been at the Colorado airport in my life before then. And y'all know the Colorado airport is famous for the whole esoteric symbolism and the weirdness that's there. When I got to the Colorado airport, I made it about my business to stay as neutral in my energy as possible because I didn't want to act like I didn't want to feel like I was picking up on energies that may not be there. So I remained a skeptic until my layover was maybe 7, 8 hours. And then I think they pushed it to like 9 or 10, but it was something like it was long. It was long. It was, I may be exaggerating though. It may not be that long, but it was some hours though. It was hours that passed by. Um I realized that I wanted to do some walking. I couldn't sleep. I was already hyper vigilant, and I could barely sleep because I was still being gang stalked. It was a lot going on. The energy that I kept feeling, and I'm going to share this with y'all because I never did. I never shared this with anybody. The energy that I got was not, it wasn't demonic. When I looked out the window and I was seeing like how the sky looked, and it looked real eerie, and you know, it was kind of cold around the time. It wasn't snowing yet, but it was cold around the time that I was on this flight path. As I was walking to find me some snacks, and I was just walking around the airport killing time, right? I got to a certain part of the airport where I started to feel an energy coming from underneath the ground. The energy that I felt coming from up underneath the ground was extraterrestrial. It was not, have mercy. I didn't feel no, I will say this. Did I feel like there was a demonic energy there? I will say one of the only times I did feel like that was when I was walking, must be the truth. I was walking toward the chapel, and I didn't know I was walking toward the chapel. I was literally just trying to find me. I knew at this time to buy food that was sealed. I needed to buy food that was sealed. And I found some chips that I liked. And yeah, that energy of extraterrestrial, I could feel it coming from up out the ground. I felt it the whole time there. So I can only attest to what I felt. I can't really say, I can't comment on anybody else's. But I felt it. I also felt, if I can tell you this strangely, do y'all remember when I told y'all how I was being followed by a man in black at Phoenix Airport? Do y'all remember that? If y'all, those of you way back from the, do y'all remember when I told y'all about how when I got off the plane and I was being followed by this man who was dressed in black? He had a black top hat, and he looked pale, but he didn't look fake in the face. He just was. And I was looking back, and when I got off the elevator, I started running toward my car, and right when I got toward my van, something said turn around. All of a sudden the fear left me because it was like fight or flight. I was gonna fight you, bitch. But I turned around and I seen him like fast paced, like in between a walk and a run. He came out of the double doors that open up, and I seen him looking behind him like he was being chased. And it was this big ass column that was right by the door. He went behind the column and never came out. He disappeared. I went and looked around the column. The man wasn't there. He was gone. He had disappeared, like he had opened up a portal and went into. Okay, that MIB, that Men in Black, that you're being stalked or followed by like secret government energy, that was there at that airport in Colorado. That was also there, but it wasn't prevalent like in Phoenix. It was very subtle. Like they were there, but they could have been like plain clothes, or they was there like to where they could see me, but I couldn't see them. This is how it felt. but I could feel the extraterrestrial energy coming from the ground. And when I say I could feel the extraterrestrial energy coming from the ground from the Colorado airport, it was as if they were living under there. That's what I mean when I say that. Like there was extraterrestrial energy from energies that were there, that lived there, that was there. Like in real time as I was walking, it was like it was underneath my feet. Like, do they live there? Do they? So that's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by that. So there is, look, some of us are being watched now, but not for gang stalking. Some of us are being watched as far as protection wise. They know who you. For some of you, um, that have physical implications of a star seed. What I mean that I'm talking about certain bloodline, certain patterns. They knew who you were when you were born because they took your blood and they looked at your fingerprints and your footprints when you were a baby. That's what they do when you're born. They don't go for your fingerprints. They go for your footprints. This is why they footprint you first when you are born. See, they got you so focused on your fingerprints so they can track somebody if they do harm or wrong, that you're not paying attention to your footprints. Your footprints are extremely important. The kind of hey, I heard look, there's an entity somewhere saying I'm talking too much, but I'm going to tell y'all this. When you are a true star seed and you're walking this earth, they will put they used to. I don't know if they could do it now. I don't think they can because we living in a different energy now. They can't get away with some of this shit no more. So actually, they can't get away with a lot of it. All of it they can't get away with because it's being pushed up to the surface. In the Piscean age, when you were born and they would take your footprints, they would say for birth certificate purposes, right? But what your footprint got to do with your birth certificate? Ask that. Ask that and see where they get you. Nowhere, because they ain't gonna want to tell you nothing. They used to put a spell over your footprints when you were born so they can track you. Do you know that? To see where you would go and travel. That was one of the ways that they would stay in touch with you and track you. This was before technology was booming. Remember, they didn't have as much CCTVs as they do now back then. So they had to follow you. You know, if they said the CIA have psychics that astral projected a million years ago on Mars to see what civilization looked like, what do you think was going on? You don't think that they have a division that astral projects just to see what you're doing, where you are, what's happening in your life, to check on you and see if you awoke yet, if you awakened? Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? And now, really, we don't have to really do anything for them now. They track us. They track us with these cute little phones they give us, right? They track us with those y'all, a lot of y'all like them watches that y'all got. Them Apple watches or them Android watches. You know, you think you're keeping up with the Joneses, and you help them track you. We are all helping them track, right? The difference between then and now is that the energy now is belonging to us, and they're really they are losing power in record time. It's a lot going on. They'll tell you you O positive, but in their system you a long serial number. Cause what they ain't telling you is that they done read your RNA, which they call junk DNA, and they found out you one of them. When I say one of them, you one of the ones they can't figure out, or you part of a starseed race that was planted here to institutionalize change that will help the people. They don't want that, so they know who you are. You know, they know who you are. So then you realize that, okay, they realize, okay, we can't hurt this person, or we can't harm this person. So what do? And then the upper echelon steps in and they're saying, hey, we know who this person is. You're not meant to hurt them or harm them. This is what we're gonna do. Y'all can't. I keep telling y'all, these shadows that are in the ups and ups, they all don't agree with each other. Some of them want to get rid of you. Some of them want to help you and keep you safe. The soles of your feet. That's right. That's right. So everything that was done to me to hurt me is now reversed. Done to me to hurt my children, it's reversed. For every doctor and warlock and witch that was put in place on the harming side, it is going to happen to you and your offspring until somebody comes through your offspring willing to break the cycle. And y'all wonder why they say them Native Americans put a hex on them Kennedys. That's for another video. That's for a whole nother video. Because when people keep giving you the chance to show that you can do right and you keep doing wrong, after a while, they got to tap that ass. When I come back, we're going to pull some cards on certain things. We're going to pull some cards on certain things. I do feel that for individuals that understand where we are on the timeline, this is going to be a beautiful year. For the majority of the world, a lot of them are going to be losing their minds because they're choosing to stay plugged in to mainstream media, which is going to be feeding them anxiety, things that's going to give them anxiety and fear. My advice to you is to just unplug from that specific matrix, and train yourself to not get, make sure you train your emotions to not get riled up if someone tells you, have you heard that such and such or this and that. Again, please, this reality is going to show you how powerful your mind is. If you really do believe that everybody is out to get you and is against you, with the DEI rollbacks and all this other stuff, you're going to start seeing that come to pass. But be strong in your mind. Do not allow these energies to get you where these people are trying to. Remember, we are dealing with a conglomerate of archon entities that they have to live off of the spirit of fear. This is how they live on a day-to-day basis. When there is hardly any fear to feed off of, they're not going to be able to survive. So remember, when you start to move away from fear and you go into faith, belief, and knowing, it starts to starve them. That's how they die off. That's how That's how they die off. They have to feed off of your fear. Think of it like a solar panel. You know, if you got clear skies and the sun is beaming down like never before, you see that inside your house, the electricity is strong. You got a strong surge of power coming through your house. But the moment it's cloudy, it's rainy, you can't really see the sun that well. You got power in your house, but you see the light is a little dim. You turn on the light, it's not as strong, it's a little dim. It's because those UV rays is not getting to that solar panel like it should. That's how you should look at it with these people. They're like that solar panel. When you are vibrating in fear and anxiety, it's a clear sky for them. They are using your energy beautifully. But the moment you cloud their skies and you start raining on their parade, they really can't do nothing with your energy like that. They can't. And you're right. Your soul is connected to your soul. The soles of your feet is connected to your soul. Because the seat of your soul houses your mind, your will, and your emotions. And when you sell your soul, they tell you where to walk. You get it? So if I'm the keeper now of your soul, I get to command your souls. I get to tell you where to walk and how to walk. Because now I'm your puppeteer. I'm your Geppetto. I get to string you however which way I can. So just know that there are things that are being put in place to help you come up off of anxiety, to help you come up off of fear. Because you're about to see a lot of things that really is not going to affect you, but it's going to affect people around you. And there will be collateral damage. But remember, I told you, it's not meant for everybody to wake up in this lifetime. Some people are written into, look, I hate to say this, but you got some people that were born just to be a casualty in a mass disaster. They were a part of that number. They were always a part of that number. They just had to live their life to get up until that day. And it's unfortunate. You know, we could say the same of a lot of those people who lost their lives what happened on 9/11. And it's not fair, but it's reality. We all got different contracts when it comes to living this same life. Just stay vigilant, stay prayerful, stay plugged into the spirit, stay plugged into the source. You may call the source God, you may call the source the universe, you may call the source Jesus, you may call it Buddha, Muhammad. As long as whatever you believe in to be real leads you to the spirit of love, pure, unadulterated love, then so be it. But just stick to that. Hold fast to that. Because it's going to rock the rest of the world, but it will not rock you. All right? I love y'all. I hope this has helped y'all. I will see y'all later.